Is there anybody there?
What's up, Dad Haku, and welcome to another episode of the Dad Hack Chronicles podcast. This week, it's just me, kinda. So I'm going to start it off giving you guys my thoughts on the Arizona Fall League, what I thought of the whole event, and then also give you a little bit of thoughts on some things that I noticed as far as merchandise and marketing and things like that. My opinion on these things, okay? I mean, again, I'm just one person. I'm a fan. I've been watching a lot of baseball, but again, I'm just one person. Overall, when I went there for the Fall Star game, it was great. The home run derby was amazing. The best part about all of that was the kids, right, going back and forth from left field to right field. The kids were loving it, and I think, in my opinion, that was the best part about the whole thing. Okay. Um, the it was funny because, and then if you listen to last week's episode, you got to hear Paul and I talking about the fact that we were put in timeout. It's not really timeout, all right. They fenced it off so that way the kids were able to get access to the home runs rather than the adults getting in the way. Which, to me, honestly, I'm fine with it. If the ball would have gotten to me, I would have kept the ball. I'm not gonna lie, I would have kept the ball. Kids have more opportunities to get them, so why not keep it? I know I'm going to get a lot of hate for that, but it is what it is. Overall, though, it was great. It was great seeing how they kind of formatted it to Major League standards, but not really. They made some changes. It was pretty cool to see the event. The All-Star game overall was actually pretty cool. It was cool to see them wearing the parent club uniforms, right? Uh, by the way, the highlight of that one was the kid from the Tampa Bay Rays. Actually, was one of the coaches. They were wearing the old school Tampa Bay Devil Rays uniforms, and it was absolutely beautiful. But it was cool to see the parent club uniforms being worn, as well as the All Star game. Well, actually, the Arizona Fall League had for each of the teams that they were playing for, right? So American League, National League, American League won, whoop whoop. But it was a cool event. For a second, I thought the American League was actually going to give up the lead and then lose, but they didn't. They held on at the end. It was a cool experience. Um, Now let's talk about some of the things that I wish that Major League Baseball would do a little bit better, right? And again, I get it, guys. I get it. This is baseball, right? This is the some of the top prospects coming in, getting some working and things like that, right? You're working in the spring facilities for a lot of these players, a lot of these parent clubs. So I get that. All right. Uh, I just wish they would do a little bit of a better job um, marketing the league, right? If you are a diehard baseball fan like I am, you know about the Arizona Fall League, right? But to be honest with you, I really only found out about the Arizona Fall League a couple of years ago. So it hasn't been that long for me as a fan to really know about the Arizona Fall League. Now, I love it. I think it's great. And I think it's just an opportunity for fans like myself to see more games. All right. Then and this is my sticking point. So merchandising, merchandising. There were some cool things, right? There were some cool hoodies, some cool T-shirts, some hats. I'm still a little confused as to why this year's hat, being a mesh style hat, was $50 compared to some of the hats that from the polyester one, they were $35. And again, it just doesn't make any sense to me why you're using less material and charging more. As far as and those were the fitteds, right? There was no dad hats available at all. And to all of you that say it was like, well, there was some with the Velcro. Yeah, it was a structured front. And the best way that I can tell you about those hats is that that's a giveaway hat that they were trying to sell me as a dad hat, which is not even close to being a dad hat. Okay. If you listen to last week's episode, one of the managers was trying to convince Paul that was the dad hat, which was actually kind of hilarious because I have no idea that conversation was going on until I listened to the episode, which was pretty cool. And then finally, um, the team shop for the ballpark was closed. There was no access to that at all. And when I'm talking about this was a skeleton crew um, operation. It really was a skeleton crew operation. I believe there was two concession stands open, and they were. I mean, I'm talking just like chicken tenders, hot dogs, very few selections when it comes to beverages. Again, I get that. I get it. I mean, but there was like around 2,000 people there, and there was really not a lot of options, right? And then my good friend Paul of Baseball by Design, he put it this way, and I think it's a great way of putting it is, this is early on spring training, right? Like, when in the early stages of spring training, when not a lot of people knew about it, where, because right now, spring training, it's a whole event, right? You started in February and it's already, so many people, flock to Arizona, they flock to Florida, and it was a lot of people that go there. This is not it. I just want to put that out there. This is not it. This is, if you want to put it in Paul's words, this is early version of that. Do I hope that they make some changes? Yes. I just also wish they do a better job with marketing and merchandising, because there's a lot to be desired when it comes to merchandising. Did I buy a hat? Yes, I did. I bought a fitted hat because that was the only option I had, and I really wanted to get something for me to remember this whole experience, which was overall a great experience, right? If you want to go out there, if you want to take a little break from the what it is the fall, and right after the World Series, the playoffs and all that, this is a great place to go. Take your family, go to Arizona. Arizona is beautiful this time of year. I mean, for God's sakes, I went hiking and it was in the 60s. I thought I was going to need a hoodie, which was not the case because it was so hot and it was beautiful. So now that I give you guys my thoughts, I'm also going to give you now my conversation with John Southey. I hope you guys enjoy it. This was a lot of fun as well. We had some jokes going on. Make sure you guys are following him on all socials. Sign up for his newsletter that he puts out there. All right, guys. So now, without further ado, I'll give you the episode. I am sitting right now with my good friend John Southey of MLB Fan Club. My friend, how was the experience for you been so far?
Besides this cold, this is so fun. I love this. I can't believe that we get to watch baseball in November. And been doing it since March, before the season started, and now it's November. I think this is great. Awesome.
How has the experience so far for the Arizona Fall League, the All-Star Series, has been for you?
It's fun because it's what is it? We're talking in the top of the seventh now. It's 5-5, so got to see a 3-run home run. We got to see a couple of speedy runners. Some of these guys are fast.
They're fast kids. Like the last inning, these guys stole the base 2 or 3 times.
Yes, and nobody's been caught thrown out yet. So I love it.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I asked Paul this question. I want to get your opinion on this. The All-Star Home Run Derby yesterday. What was like the best part for you regarding the Home Run Derby?
Oh, that's easy. The kids.
Okay, see, we all said the same thing.
Yeah, watching those kids just chasing the ball, it was kind of like a swarm of bees, and they would go. And the only thing I was just like, please, none of these kids get hurt, because they were all reaching for the same ball, and is
like one could have missed and just got hit in the forehead. No one got hurt, which is a good thing.
Yeah, it was pretty cool. Yeah, I love that part.
Going from left field to right field and back and forth, when there was like a lefty or righty batter, It was hilarious.
Like they were really playing a game. That was pretty funny.
Right, exactly. So I get to experience that. Now, I estimate right now the All-Star game right here, but we had close to 2,000 people, I would say.
Yeah, it's
like between 1,500 and 2,000.
This ballpark is AAA size, it looks like to me.
Yeah.
So, I mean, of course, it's got to be. So when the Cubs are here, it's probably pretty packed. But I was looking at the games before I came, and I noticed that the games aren't, it looks like what it is right
Yeah.
now. So, I think a lot of these people are diehards like you and me. So we're getting those ones that just want to watch the last little bit of baseball before we get to again. Yeah.
So that's
And
exactly
just
what
what
it
the
is.
inning. Time now to stand up, stretch yourself out, and sing along with Pick Me
Oh,
Up
here we
for the
go.
Road.
Yes.
We get to sing. Oh. Yeah. Take me out with the crowd. Buy me some peanuts and cracker jacks. I don't care if I ever get back to root for the
fall stars.
Going into shame.
It's 1, 2, 3 strikes, you're out at the old ball game.
Love it.
And fans, heads up, we've got T-shirts coming your way from the Arizona Fall League, from the lower and the broad side. Grab the T-shirts.
T-shirts coming from the
They're
top.
kids- I know, right?
Yep.
People are getting hurt.
Throwing them from the top.
Oh, okay. All right. Okay, so let's talk merchandise because that's something that has in my opinion, to me, not anybody else, but to me, I've been a little underwhelmed.
Yeah, I mean, they had a tent with
Yeah.
merch, and what I was most disappointed about is they made a new on-field mesh New Era.
Yep.
And then they had the old regular 100% polyester ones.
Yep.
But the price difference in the current one versus the old
Stupid.
one doesn't even make sense. Why did they have to do that? But they did. Exact same hat, just one was mesh. Usually the mesh one is actually cheaper.
Right. That's what I was saying.
But underwhelming is a good word for it. The merch is just very basic. But I guess if you keep getting the same people coming to the same games, you don't expect to sell too much. So I guess I kind of get it.
Yeah, but the one thing that I was disappointed in you collect the 5950s,
Mhm.
New Eras. I'm a dad hat collector, and there was not a single dad hat to be collected in this.
Yeah,
little store.
that doesn't really make sense at all.
See, there was nothing. They had those Velcro back, a couple of snapbacks, but there were definitely nothing as far as the dad hat was concerned. And I'm like, well, I mean, I get it. You don't want to put a lot, but like those would have been the easy one to get to make.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I don't know why they wouldn't make some of those. I don't know. I didn't check online. Of course, I wouldn't have checked for a dad hat anyways.
No,
but-
you wouldn't because you collected.
Yeah, so I don't know if they have some online.
Did you get to buy some merchandise?
I did. I bought 2 hats. I bought the Salt River Rafters.
Yep.
And then the Tucson Sagueros.
Oh.
And that was the one I wanted the most. And had I not had to buy the mesh one, I may have bought 3 or 4.
That's what I'm saying.
And I say that quietly as my
Yeah,
wife
right,
sits in
right,
front
sit
of me.
in front of us. She is not listening to this interview at all. Don't you worry. She will not be listening.
The third baseman, number 13.
I had to ask permission as well for my wife. Don't you worry, to make sure that I bought a hat or 2, but I didn't buy much stuff.
Well, I think it's funny that I was telling you guys yesterday that we walked in and then we bumped into each other.
Right.
But prior to that, we were taking a picture at the sign over here that looks like
for
the little
Cubs,
Wrigley sign.
Yeah.
But then the very next thing out of my wife's mouth is like, "Hey, let's go check out the merch." I didn't say
Ooh,
that. She
Yeah,
did.
you know what? She set you up.
So she knew it was gonna go, how it was gonna go down,
Of course.
right? So
Something was going to be purchased.
it wasn't me.
Money was going to be spent.
It was definitely,
at that little table there.
of course. And
As she
unfortunately,
shakes her head.
yeah.
at us.
And unfortunately, I did not win the spin the wheel.
I didn't either.
So I was hoping, I guess you could have won a couple of. I saw a guy today actually just walk down here, and he had a Arizona Fall League batting helmet, and it was autographed. I think
No
he
way.
won it. Yeah, I think he won it, and he was wearing it. He was wearing the batting
I would
helmet.
have been wearing it too.
So yeah,
How
that's
cool
pretty
is
cool.
that? Last couple of questions here,
Sure.
my friend, and then so will you do this again?
I want to come for spring training.
You've never been to for spring training?
I have not been to any spring
Oh.
training at all. So whether that's in Florida or here, I would love to come back to Phoenix. I'm enjoying my time here. We went hiking this morning, and that was
Hey,
really
we did
nice.
too.
Did a lot of, it's very easy to drive around here, and
Yep.
a lot of major cities, you hear about them, but you don't realize how close they really are, and there's a
each
lot
other,
to
yeah.
do. Yeah. So we barely scratched the surface. So I'd love to come back to Phoenix, but
Designated hitter number 4,
I also
Reeves.
would love to do the Florida circuit. I've driven
Yeah, me
it
too.
in the summertime, but I have not done spring training yet.
See, I've done for spring training here in Phoenix, Goodyear for the Cleveland, for the Guardians and Cincinnati Reds. So that was a cool one to go experience. I really want to go hit up Florida now. That's going to be on the bucket list for next one.
Yeah, there's some good stadiums over there. Of course, I would love to see my Yankees at in Tampa. I visited it. I visited the stadium before,
Mhm.
but that was about it. No games were going on. I stayed for an inning maybe in Clearwater, but
Did you?
yeah, that's about it.
All right. So now that obviously your podcast, right? And
Yes.
I'll let you know ask you about it here in a minute. But we're here in Mesa, Arizona. What are your recommendations for people when they come down here, as far as food or, like you said, hiking? What do you
Yeah.
recommend people to do?
So I think the hiking would be great, but I don't know how it actually feels in here in summertime. So I am from San Antonio. I probably could take it, but I don't know if I recommend anybody else outside of desert areas like myself to come. But yeah,
Perhaps
hiking
spring
seems to
training,
be fun. We've eaten a lot of delicious places already. We went to a place called Honey and Butter or something like that. I had the best chicken fried steak this morning.
Really?
Oh, so good with eggs, and they fried the potatoes.
That
Oh my
sounds
gosh,
delicious.
it was so good.
I'm not hungry now anymore. Don't you worry. I'm not hungry at all.
Yeah, and then Stadium Food Girl, she had kept recommending the pretzel. I just had a pretzel. Delicious.
Of course.
It was so soft.
So good. Oh, so good.
But we went to, I want to say it's called Old Scottsdale, where and it's kind of like a old Western kind of town.
Nice.
And Baseballism was there. The first Baseballism store is there.
No kidding.
Yes. So we walked in there. Everything is 20% off right now.
Oh, so I want to get a couple of their hats, so don't say that to me.
Yeah. So it's a really cool little town that you can go visit. And
we didn't buy anything at that store, right?
I was able to escape, but I don't know if I regret it or not. But I was able to escape without buying anything
Lovely
today.
friends, you're looking for custom apparel that speaks volumes? Outback Prince has you covered, offering
The wife approves, I'm sure, that you're not spending any money there.
Of course, yes.
Because she's not listening to this episode
No.
right now. She's not in front of us at all.
We did visit a couple of coffee places too, and muy bueno.
Okay,
One was
all right.
called Deseo, and the other was called Eso, and they came highly recommended on TikTok. So we made our trek over to those two. So
That's awesome.
those are very highly recommended by me as well.
Okay. All right. Tell us about your podcast, your newsletter, where people can find you on social media, my friend.
For sure. So my podcast is called Minor League Fan Club. I try to keep it pretty succinct with the names. Minor League Fan Club podcast. Basically, what we do there is we talk to a staff member, we talk to a fan, and we talk to a local person. The staff member kind of walks you around the stadium and what to expect at the ballpark. A fan will tell you everything that happens at the ballpark from a fan perspective, what to eat, what to buy, where to sit, secrets of the ballpark, but they're also going to talk to you about their city. So when I talk to a fan, they'll tell you where to go, where to eat, where to stay, where to hang out. And then lastly, I do like to talk to a business so that when you visit, you might feel compelled to go visit that business. I have a weekly newsletter. It just the news that I share is minor league news that you may have missed from a week or two probably. And it's every single Monday, all you have to do is go to minorleaguefanclub.com and enter your email. I don't ever send spam. Usually it's just the newsletter. And then you can find me at Minor League Fan Club for pretty much anything. If you just type in Minor League Fan Club, you'll find me on Twitter, TikTok, X, whatever they call it now.
I have no idea.
Instagram. I'm all over there.
Love it. I appreciate you, my friend.
Yes, thanks
Keep
for
up the
having me.
great work, and then we'll see you around in another ball game.
Awesome. I can't wait for it.
All right. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. Now, make sure you guys are following John on all of the socials. Sign up for his newsletter, okay? He gives you a lot of good information, some of the news that you may have missed throughout the day, the week, the month. If you haven't paid attention to minor league baseball all year, I don't know why, he gives you information there, all right? Now, as far as the Dad Hat Chronicles podcast, make sure you guys are following me. Make sure I am on all socials. Just started on also on Blue Sky as well as Threads, so we're there, giving you guys some good positive vibes. Okay, no negativity, please. Let's keep it positive, and let's enjoy some good baseball banter as well as other kind of sports, right? Dad Hat Chronicles Sports Show, 9 p.m. Eastern Time on Tuesdays and Thursdays. You'll have Eric, Patrick, Donnie, and I. That show is where we talk all sports. That's it, all sports. If you want to talk hockey, we'll talk hockey. If you want to talk basketball, we'll talk basketball, college football, the NFL, NBA, and even, of course, some baseball, as you guys already know. So, like I said, make sure you guys are following. Give it 5 stars. Make sure you guys are also just telling one more person. That's it. Just tell one more person about the podcast, so that way they're able to enjoy it as much as you do. And then, until then, keep grinding and always support the minor leagues. See ya. Hey, this has been a Curve Brim Media production.
This podcast is part of the Curved Brim Media Network. Here are some of the other members of Curved Brim Media.
Hi, this is Kelly Robinson, the Minor League Nerd. My YouTube channel explores the history of minor league baseball teams. More than just stats, we delve into team lineage, sharing stories from current franchises to obscure one-year wonders.
I'm Paul Caputo, and on the Baseball by Design podcast, I talk to minor league baseball teams, designers, and other super interesting people about what these minor league baseball logos mean, and I talk a little bit about ice cream helmets.
What's up, Bucketheads? I'm Anna DiTomaso, and each week on the Baseball Bucket List podcast, I speak with a different fan about their favorite baseball memories, what the game means to them, and what's left to check off on their baseball bucket list.
Hey everyone, it's Eric from the great state of Kansas.
This is Johnny from the New Orleans Baby Cakes Memorial Museum.
And we are the Earn Fun Average podcast,
where we talk to a variety of guests about their love of baseball and have fun doing it.
America, lower your standards.
Average is what we do best.
This is Patrick
and Corey
of BaseballMapper.com, and we have made an interactive map to help highlight all baseball teams from the majors down to collegiate summer leagues.
We want to bring you closer to baseball, so get on the site and find a team near you today.
Hey guys, this is Patrick Larson from the Minor League Baseball Hat History Series, and in every episode I go through the history of minor league teams through my personal collection of hats. You can find me on Twitter at @PatLarson1. I hope you guys enjoy.
Learn more about Curve Brim Media at curvebrimmedia.com.